comment allez-vous?
Ça va bien, merci. Et vous?
Okay, you lost me. That's all I know.
So guess what we learned today? That there's the left brain and the right brain. And research has shown us that when children learn languages, the neural nets connect, and they connect permanently through languages. So what we want to say is our goal is not only to connect the neural nets permanently, but it is so that our children are going to be international citizens of the world. We agree with that? International citizens of the world. I just want to say to Baba Muhammad and Baba Hubert, they did a phenomenal job, these brothers. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Woo! So it takes patience and diligence.
It does. So what we're going to do, if any of you have been to some of our events, we always do this, but we're going to teach you some Swahili really quickly. I know you know it. I see some faces laughing. You all know it. Your children leave. We've been doing this for a long time. So your children leave and they walk in and the energy starts the day. So yes, we're going to do it again. And I'm not going to ask y'all to stand up. That's coming now. Just put a pin in that. But really loud in your outside voices. We all know the saying. I'm going to say it. Then you repeat it. Ahuru Sasa.
Ahuru Sasa.
Now, y'all know y'all talk a little bit louder than that when you all outside. Let's try it again. Ahuru Sasa. Ndugu Kaka.
Ndugu Kaka.
Joshule Gi. Right, all right. So next up, we'll have Baba Marcus and his group showcasing Sankofa styles. Give them a big round of applause, and they're 10 to 14 years old.
Okay, so, see if you like this. Two of my African history groups, what we decided to do differently than last year. Last year we did a timeline. This year we're gonna do something a little more different, more involved in detail, okay? So, one of the additions to our history, social studies, American history, as well as critical thinking group is Baba Winston. Let's give Baba Winston a hand. This marks Baba Winston's first year because he was in the audience last Expo, right? And he got on board a little over 7 months ago, 8 months. He's been a great addition to the program. And we have the Historic Journey, African history book, which was developed by a brother out of Indianapolis, Gary Holland, who's actually the cameraman today. Is he here? Yes, sir. My man. He developed this program. Tell you a quick story. We were doing a lecture. We brought in Brother Kaba Kamene in, and when I first met him, he said, "Wow, your school would be excellent for my African history program." I said, "Well, let me check it out." I didn't necessarily like the cover, but he told me later he was going to change the cover. But the contents is what's most important. So from then on, we've developed a relationship. He's brought me in Indianapolis to speak to some teachers and instruct them on how to teach and instruct the program. So it's doing very well with us, particularly. So the first thing I need to say, the question I should say, I need to ask is, what is consciousness?
George Washington Carver had more than 300 inventions, not just peanut butter. In fact, when the boll weevil destroyed the cotton industry, Carver saved himself from financial ruin by revolutionizing farming practices.
Cheikh Anta Diop was a historian, anthropologist, physicist, and politician who studied the origin of the human race and pre-colonial Africa. In 1966, Diop built a radiocarbon laboratory in Senegal to help prove that humans came from Africa and the Egyptians were black.
In mathematics, ancient Greece not only gave us arithmetic, but also gave us algebra, trigonometry, geometry, and calculus. Higher math was needed in order to build these mathematical pyramids.
Louis Latimer was the black scientist responsible for the success of Thomas Edison's light bulb. Until Latimer created the filament, Edison's bulbs only burned for a few minutes.
Charles Drew was an African scientist responsible for the creation of the blood banks in 1940. Sadly, Drew died in 1950 due to lack of available blood because blacks weren't allowed access to blood banks.
Evidence discovered in 1978 showed that East Africans were making steel for more than 1,500 years. The preheated forced-drive furnaces were more sophisticated than any method used in Europe until the mid-19th century.
Benjamin Banneker was an African astronomer, philosopher, inventor, and mathematician. At 22, he built America's first large wooden clock, which kept accurate time for over 20 years. He later laid out his plans for Washington, D.C., and later predicted the solar eclipse that occurred May 11, 1789.
Walter S. McAfee was an African physicist and mathematician who first calculated the speed of the moon.
The Moors were Africans from North Africa who entered Europe in 711 AD. After several amazing military victories, they controlled most of Europe until 1492. They brought Europe out of the Dark Ages.
The woman's legacy, Rockefeller states, quote, naturalizing and beautifying.
Thomas Jane was the first African to patent an invention in 1821. Although many Africans, even during slavery, created many inventions, whites often took credit.
Nana Ya Ashantewa was a great African queen who led the rebellion against British imperialism in the 1900s. Other African warrior queens include Majiji of the Kushite Empire, Queen Mentatisi, Zenobia, and Judith of the Falashes.
Carter G. Woodson said, "If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions."
Power is the ability to find phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. Dr. Minister Huey P. Newton. Power does not have to show off. Power is confidence, self-assuring, self-starting, self-stopping, and self-justifying. When you have it, you know it. Ralph Ellison.
Black power is giving power to people who have not had power to determine their destiny, by Dr. Minister Huey P. Newton.
African nationalism is meaningless, dangerous, and anachronistic if it is not at the same time Pan-Africanism, by Dr. Julius Nyerere.
Don't be fooled into looking to communism for food, by Jomo Kenyatta.
If you don't have confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started.
The best way of learning to be an independent sovereign state is to be an independent sovereign state. It is for better to be free to govern or misgovern yourself than to be governed by anybody else, by Kwame Nkrumah.
The first need of a free people is to define their own terms. I maintain that every civil rights bill in this country was passed for white people, not for black people, by Kwame Ture.
Always bear in mind that people are not fighting for ideas, but instead they are fighting to win material. Benefit to live in peace and go forward in life and guarantee our children will have a better future.
Intellectuals ought to study the past not for the pleasure of so doing, but to derive lessons from it. European languages must not be considered diamonds displayed on a glass ball, dazzling us with their brilliance, by checking into Diop.
It is hard for me to accept this conclusion, but I am obliged to state it. For the black man, there's only one destiny, and it is white. Violence is only a man recreating himself. Frantz Fanon.
I never ran my trains off the tracks, and I never lost one passenger. I crossed the line, I was free, but there no one welcomed me to the land of freedom. I was a stranger in a strange land, by Harriet Tubman.
This is my African history group, along with Baba Winston. Think we're doing a good job with these? So we're going to do something different. I forgot to do this last year, but I wanted to introduce everyone real fast. First name.
Larry Buford.
Lahaz Rakia. Maisha Davis.
Zadok Goodson.
Charlene Cockroft.
Malik Underwood.
Kari Davis.
Dahlia Wilkes.
Joe Kamai Bamba.
Nasir Flowers. Xavier Smith.
Mujahid Rahim.
Lauren Norris.
Kamani Davis Williams.
Juan Peebles.
Olivanda Zier.
Fama Bamba.
Journey Jameson.
Tyrell Cockcroft.
Isaiah Smith. Yusuf Zuri.
Assad Hamilton.
My name is Aquaman Klein.
Nathan Dawson. Marquay Morris.
Give him a hand. Exit.
Raise the hands of all the mamas and the cousins and all the family members who was in this group. Where y'all at? Woo, y'all so proud. Aren't you proud? I'm so proud, I'm so proud, I'm so proud. I just want to quickly stop for a minute and thank all of our sponsors. We can't thank them enough. Omega Tax Accounting and Candace Professional Inc., Neff Graphic Designs. Our brochure is just phenomenal this year. So I just want to give them a round of applause and say thank you so much.
So what we know, have you all heard this, knowledge is power, right?
That's right.
What? Knowledge is what?
Power.
When you know, you must act. What that means is if you see something, if you know something's happening in your neighborhood, in your house, with your children, with your neighbor's children, with your children at school, when you know something, you gotta act. We must keep that in mind. So next, this is Baba Phillip. All of our instructors are wonderful, and we love them all. But I want to say that Baba Marcus and Baba Mike and Baba Phillip have been just phenomenal leaders that have given our young men and our young women, but particularly our young men, something outside of all of our wonderful fathers out there, something else. When you're doing it at home, they can come to school and get it reinforced. So this next thing is what brought me and my son and our family to the school. We're going to bring them up, Baba Mike and Baba Phillip. Read early and often. Please give them a great round of applause.
All right.
Everybody a round of applause. Everybody, students, teachers, people are doing a phenomenal job. If you all noticed earlier when Baba Marcus was out here and he had the young Panther Cubs, as we call them, and he had them reading those SAT words. What I basically want to do, we're going to do two things. I'll let Baba Mike introduce the other part. What I want to do is I want to show you everybody, okay, the whole concept behind it. What we basically do is people might learn words like cat, bat, dog, things like that. And at some point, you're going to have to begin to step the level up and learn larger words. So what we did was we just combined both of those things, okay? Because we start from the end game and we scale it down. We say, hey, they're going to have to do the ACT at some point. So why not get them ready right now? Let's eliminate certain things. So what we do is we take these certain words, we mix it in with fun, and we basically do our thing. So we're going to do two quick things. They want me to do the sound out game. This is the only reason I'm going to do it, is because they want me to do it. It's the only reason. All right? And Baba Mike can do everything else. Is that all right with y'all? Okay. By the way, this is not an act. I heard Baba Marcus say it earlier. That's true. A lot of people think this stuff is memorized. They think it's fixed, whatever, whatever, whatever. That's all right. I'll let the children be the judge. Even the words that I pick out, I'm going to do it just like class. I pick out words, just top of the head, look them up or whatever, put them right on the board, and we put the children right on the spot. Hold up! First of all, before we even get this started, you know we have to say our chant. Ohuru sa sa, Indugu kaka. Good, good. Just for time purposes, because I know we're a little rushed for time, we have to say my favorite one. You have to say this so loud that person's hat will fly off his head up onto this stage. Napeda kusoma. Good. They said I love to read. You didn't say it loud enough. His hat didn't fly up here. But that's okay. So, since I have the ACT book, everybody, I found 2 words backstage I'm going to do. All right? Check this out. So, long I. Good. Now, we know that short O is what? Good. C-O-N. I'm sorry, you know what? C in short O. Good. N in long O. Good. C-L in short A. Good. S-T-I-C. Good. Follow the marker. What's it say? Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's basically the technique of how we teach them. Now, why do I say that's a technique? Because you can look at this long word right here. You can teach them vowel sounds. Long I, short O, okay? Oh, I didn't mean for y'all to say it. It's okay, though. All right? Then, simple words that you're already going to teach them anyway, right? Like N-O. That's already in that word. So why not put it all together? That way it teaches them and it helps them develop the fluency. It helps everything flow nice and smoothly, which leads to the next part. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes. At the beginning, first of all, how everybody doing today? That's good. By the way, I'm Baba Mike. But at the beginning of every week, the students get a passage. Well, my students get a passage with phrases and a story on there. And the purpose of this passage and these phrases is to enhance their reading and to work on their fluency. It's one thing to be able to read, but it's another thing to read at a certain pace. And for the young ones to be able to pick it up and read fluently. So, for example, I'm going to show you right now. And now this is what we do on an average day in class. This is average. This is a normal day of class. But I'm going to show you what hard work and what fluency and determination does.
Good. Give them a round of applause. Turn around to the crowd. Turn around to the crowd. Turn around. Tell them, Ohuru Sasa, Indugu Kaka, Joshule Gi. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Good job. Okay, come on, let's roll.
Ooh, that was so powerful. What do you say?
boy, wasn't that just awesome? How you all enjoying the expo today? How you doing? How many is your first time being here? Raise your hand. Well, what do you think of this brilliance? All right, awesome. So we're about to go into intermission. We just want to say a few things before we go. 5 minutes. Can y'all promise me 5 minutes? Because we want to get